Welcome to the World of Warships with Captain Yamo. I am your host, Captain Yamo, and this is the Tier 4 Russian destroyer, the Isyaslav. A destroyer that's actually quite a bit of fun to play sometimes. Can take a punch and can certainly deliver one. But, not actually the focus in this one. We're going to be checking out my buddy, TheAdversary 238, who I divisioned up with in this match. And we'll see what we can get going on here. It is a Tier 5 match, as you can see with the Bogue there and the Congo on our team. The enemy team has the Bogue, the Langley, a Wyoming, a Miyogi, a South Carolina, Omaha, the 3 Phoenixes, Kuma, Minakaze, and Gremiashi. Now, anytime I see an Isokaze or a Minakaze, I know that they're usually going to be some of the tougher problems if the captains have any clue about what they're doing. The reason for this is they have 7-kilometer range on their torpedoes. They can't be spotted until they're within about 5.5 kilometers. I think the Isokaze is a little more stealthy, and so that means that they have a little bit of a cushion between when they launch their torpedoes and when they get spotted, and allows them to kind of cut loose. And here we are, of course, on Ocean, and we're playing the match type zone, where there is the zone in the center that you are trying to control.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
Right off the bat, all these aircraft from the Bogue and the Langley are kind of giving us trouble. You know, they're spotting us and whatever else. So he gets spotted and he starts running. Isyaslav, on the other hand, you have to close from the time you get spotted to the time you launch your torpedoes. You have to cover about 1.5 kilometers or so before you can actually launch, and that's only if they're heading in a direction kind of towards you or parallel with you. If they're heading away from you, you really have to get a lot closer to launch your torpedoes. Firing at the Phoenix. So a pop smoke, I hid in the clouds. This is one of my favorite tactics in Sneaky Bastard, the Tier 7 Japanese destroyer, the Hatsuharu. It works. You just have to be aware that the enemy also have torpedoes in some instances, and it's not a good idea to sit still if there are enemy destroyers that have better torpedoes than you do. With the Phoenix closing on me there, I decide I'm going to fire off torpedoes at it. Of course, she turns. And that's what I was warning you about, sitting still in a smoke cloud when there are enemy ships with torpedoes. With my ship on fire and everything else going on, I'm really not playing well. Especially not taking on a Phoenix, which has tons of guns. I got 2 fires going on. Things aren't going pretty for the Isyaslav this match. Apologize, I keep snorting and sneezing and whatever else. It's been pretty bad allergies. You know, this is really weird. Really weird replay malfunction I've noticed here. While that was all going on, the adversary took somebody out. He destroyed the Phoenix. Launches off at the Miyogi. Or maybe it was the Gremiashi. I've noticed in the replays, a couple of these replays, that you can't see the shots that are being fired. I wonder if it's because of a patch. Miyogi is dead in the water there. Ooh. And there really ought to be 2 torpedoes being launched together, so this must be some kind of a replay error. Isokaze is another fantastic ship. I prefer the Minakaze, but You know, given the kind of ships that you can face in the Minakaze, maybe the pound for pound, the Isokaze is a better destroyer. You could make that argument. There we go. Since I'm not piloting the ship or anything like that, I can go ahead and turn on the capture audio only when I press the button. That way I can get rid of the sneezes. How about that? So here, the adversary starts launching torpedoes into the smoke cloud. I think the Grimyashi's still running. No, it looks like it's the Minakaze. And look at what he hit. Not a damn thing. That's alright, though. I would like to bring up that sometimes when I'm launching torpedoes, by the way, I use them to kind of move my enemy around. Sometimes, even if I'm not hitting them, the fact that there's a torpedo in the water changes the direction that they're sailing. And that kind of allows me to control them in a way. So, for example, if you fire off torpedoes at a battleship, but it's a long shot or whatever, I'll sometimes lead the battleship so that when they spot them, they turn towards them, taking their guns off of whoever they're aiming at. Now, I'm pretty sure that the adversary hit, yeah, there we go, hit him with some of his torpedoes. Unfortunately, we couldn't see him going. So he takes out that Omaha. It's a Tier 5 American cruiser, a big danger to destroyers. And now he's turning back in. He looks like he's eyeing Jim 49 there in the Phoenix. There he is. He's probably being spotted. You know what? I'm going to check the range. I'll check the range on that. Why not? Yeah, he was just on the range of detectability at 6.1. But there you go. Another ship down thanks to the adversary in the Isokaze. Mid-tier Japanese destroyers, the Isokaze and the Minakaze, are tons of fun to play. Now, personally, I don't really care for the Matsuki very much. I'm glad I'm out of it and into the Hatsuharu, but it took me a long time to get to where I actually was kind of enjoying playing the Hatsuharu. Turns in on the Wyoming, just on the edge of being spotted. Fires off torpedoes, which this time 5 of the 6 are being rendered by the game client, the replay client. There you go, a little kiss from Japan. I would imagine it was the flooding that got that last guy. There you go, 4 kills. I keep telling people that if you get the chance, you can turn on your replay editor uh, for your game. You can look it up. You can Google it and figure out how to turn on the replays. And if you send me in a replay with your summary screens, I might actually go ahead and highlight it here on my channel. Unfortunately, in this case, this is my recording, and I didn't get the summary screens, so I don't know. If you send me one and you just don't happen to have the summary, but it's an incredible gameplay, maybe I'll just go ahead and throw it up here and try and do a quick little video on it. And so what you've been seeing from the adversary here are pretty solid Japanese destroyer tactics. Of course, right now he's being spotted by these aircraft, but most of the ships that might sink him are out of the way. And so now it's kind of a race for damage. So we'll go ahead and let the adversary off for not having the summary screen. It, after all, wasn't his recording, it was mine. And as a side note, they just released a new patch, 5.1.4, which is a minor patch which adds a New Year themed camouflage that gives you a buff to your defense. Well, how do I put this? Provides a -4% accuracy to enemies firing at your ship, and plus 100% XP earned in battle, which is pretty cool. We'll have to see if it's permanent or whatever. And they fixed an issue where players were not receiving their earned top league flag in ranked battles, so they'll be compensated shortly. And then they've also added the Tier 8 premium Soviet cruiser, the Mikhail Kutuzov. It's been added for testing, but it's not available yet, so for purchase. So you may see it in battle. It looks a lot like a American Cleveland, the cruiser. So let's check out this camouflage real quick. Let's see, 30 purchase. See, I wonder if this is permanent. Maybe what I'll do is I'll purchase it just so we can see. Where is Sneaky Bastard? I'll go ahead and bite the bullet for you guys right here. I'm gonna go ahead and purchase this. Disable that. We don't need to purchase it more than once. Got to destroy that, unfortunately. And we'll go ahead and purchase and mount this on Dirty Bastard. Or Dirty Bastard. Sneaky Bastard. And I will let you know as soon as possible whether this fades after use or what. In fact, why don't I just go ahead and turn on the microphone proper, and we'll go straight into battle in Sneaky Bastard. Alright, now because I'm not pressing the button to record, I am sad to say that you may hear me sniffing and sneezing and coughing and whatever else, because it's been a pretty bad allergy day. Sucks to have allergies. I just realized with the first replay and then whatever happens here, this is actually going to be a pretty long one, so I may use the magic of editing to go through the match and then pop into the summary screen in between the time when I might die and when it might start. The other thing I need to do is I need to get into the New Mexico and do a review on it. Ugh. Let's lock our guns over to the port. And we will see what we can do.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
I don't see that Mahan going much further. In fact, yeah, see, look, she's turning away. So maybe the shot's now on the Cleveland. We'll go narrow spread. And she's changing direction, so let's keep an eye on her. You know what? Let's fire it into that smoke cloud. I spotted a destroyer over here to my left, not just the Nicholas or the Nievny. I thought I saw one closer, so I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled. We're being spotted, so might as well say hi.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
Alright. We are no longer being spotted. Oh, we are. Who's detected me? Come on, sneaky bastard, get your cloak on. There we go. I guess it was the Mahan kind of peeking out and seeing me after firing my guns. So your surface detectability range, whatever it happens to be in Sneaky Bastard, I think it's 6.7 or 6.6 kilometers. When you fire your guns, you're visible from much further away. So do keep that in mind. I think in general, once you fire, you're visible from plus 4 kilometers further away. So keep that in mind. All right, now it seems like we're kind of controlling this area pretty well. That's good. I gotta assume that Colorado's gonna keep turning to starboard. Hopefully I gave it enough lead. The urge. I do have the urge to shoot you. Looks like it's gonna be way too far behind. Someone is calling for a scout.
Roger, proceeding to assist.
So I guess I will cut north and start scouting it. Who's asking for that Boslow? Well, I don't know what you're talking about, Boslow. So I'm going to concentrate on Colorado. You'll notice that Sneaky Bastard's guns come around pretty quick. I have the Captain perk that that adds 2.5 degrees of rotation per second, and it makes the guns on Sneaky Bastard almost doable. And I think those are going to fall behind too for some reason. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh. Okay. That was not fun. We'll have to be more aware of that in the future. Send a little hello back that way to him. Not going to worry about him yet. Colorado seems to be shifting away. Königsberg is kind of closing. Yeah, it looks like he's kind of close to Cleveland, so we're going to put that out there too. We're just going to think positive thoughts. We're going to see those torpedoes hitting enemy ships. Multiple enemy ships. And if things keep going the way they're going, I believe I'm just going to go ahead and keep patrolling. Looks like our team isn't doing as well as it should. Nope, missed.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
He's turning. He's not quite turning. And we got detected. Since he is thinking that it'd be a good idea to shoot at me. Well, there you go. I guess in the meantime, I'll go ahead and start recording a recording for the New Mexico. And by the time we're done with that, I'll have the battle summary screen, and I'll be able to tell you whether or not your 30 doubloons will be permanent or will be just for the match. Meanwhile, in port, after that match, and we'll go to the summary screen in just a moment here, you'll notice that Sneaky Bastard has nothing on her. So if you go and you purchase this 30 doubloon special camouflage, it won't last. So in my opinion, it's not worth it. It's not worth the 30 doubloons, even if you want the extra 100% XP. 30 doubloons a match is quite a bit to play. But, you know, speaking in terms of video games and quarters, I guess it's not that much. But I'll leave it up to you to decide. I'm going to go ahead and go back to regular, non-doubloon camouflage. Hey, check this one out. Got finished doing the New Mexico review and come back to this. 5,300 XP. I love it. 132,000 credits. I got 4 hits, 1 torp, 3 incapacitations, 1 fire, 1 flood, and captured the base. And let's see what we got for XP. I was actually 3rd on the list, even though I was one of the first ships to really get sunk. That's kind of nice. 1,425 XP. I don't know. I'll take it, of course, but it doesn't feel like I did 1,400 XP worth of matching. But look at all that flooding damage. Wow. 17,000 points of flooding damage off the 1 torpedo hit. Nice, nice. He must have used his repair and just kept bleeding and bleeding and bleeding for a while. I love it. Of course, I got sunk. Took a torpedo hit myself. That was, man, that thing just popped up and I didn't react quick enough to it. So, instead of 88,000 credits, I got 132,000, so it's almost 50,000 more, and Of course, I'm getting out of the match with over 40,000 more than I would have had. And another 700 XP. 2,138. I wonder why it's times 2.5. But anyways, with the premium, we were able to pull in 5,344 off a 1,425 base XP match. That's awesome. I love it. I highly recommend you get premium. If you enjoy playing the game, that is. It takes me back to walking down to the liquor store with $1, turning them into 4 quarters so I could play Pac-Man and Donkey Kong and all these other games. Man, how have times changed. This is an awesome game. You don't even have to pay for it if you don't want to. So, consider it. Anyways, I'd like to thank you for joining me on World of Warships with Captain Yamo, and I hope to see you on the digital high seas.